Greetings. Right now, I have come such that we talk about this thing that we are all waiting for as Seventh-day Adventists. Many, if not all of us, are waiting for the enactment of a national Sunday law. And many throughout the church are looking forward to that time when the law is going to be enforced in USA first and then in the entire world. But what I want to emphasize in this short video is that some of us, maybe, we don't know what it means when the law is enacted. And that one can be seen when you move. That we don't see the necessary preparation being made among the professed people of God. In fact, what we are seeing is that majority of the professed people of God are uniting with the world rather than purifying our souls in preparation for the enactment of that law. When you look around, when you see what is taking place all over among the professed people of God, just as inspiration says, you realize that the line of distinction between those who know the truth and those who are in the world, the so-called worldlings, the line of this distinction is hardly distinguishable. We love what the world loves, and we are ready to join with them in their amusements. And yet, we profess that we are waiting for the enactment of a Sunday law. And we are so deceived to think that when the Sunday law passes, that is when we are going to wake up and get ourselves ready for the return of Christ. And I want to assure us that it will be too late if that is what we are waiting for. The Sunday law means much. That word is highly important. When it is enacted, it means a lot to the people of God in this movement. And we need to know that because most of us are seated comfortably in church, thinking that just by having our membership maintained in church, that one is enough to get us ready for the National Sunday Law. I want to assure you that that one is not enough to get us ready for the passing of a National Sunday Law. And it is the reason as to why God has held the winds in check. Because when he looks down upon us, he sees a people who are not yet ready for the events that are soon to come. And it is us who are delaying the final movements. Otherwise, this thing would have happened some time back. But because the people of God, the professed people of God, are not ready, these things have been held in check until today. And yet, we are moving through the same trend of uniting with the world and not going through the experience of sanctification that is going to get us ready for the final movements. So we think that by mere church attendance, by mere church membership, by going through the forms of religion, this will get us ready. It isn't enough. There is a lot to do in our lives and outside of our lives if we shall be prepared for that final act in the drama. So most of us think that we are going to wait until then to get ready for the passing of a Sunday law. But it will be forever too late for the professed people of God. We shall try to awake out of our slumber, out of our sleep. But it will be too late to get that oil, to get that experience that we need. So, as we look for the enactment of that law, let's do more of a preparation than we've ever prepared. Right now it is closed, even at the door. God will not wait much longer. There is even a limit to the forbearance of Jehovah, and God will not exceed that limit. Things are going to be enacted. We are just at the door. But then when you look into our lives, when I look into my life, how am I getting ready for the enforcement of that law? Let me read you some quotation here. I have a book here. It is volume 5 of the Testimonies to the Church. It says, "What are you doing, brethren, in the great work of preparation? Those who are uniting with the world are receiving the worldly mold and preparing for the mark of the beast. Those who are distrustful of self, those who are humbling themselves before God and purifying their souls by obeying the truth, these are receiving the heavenly mold and preparing for the seal of God in their foreheads." Now notice, when the decree goes forth and the stamp is impressed, their character remain pure and spotless for eternity. When the decree, the National Sunday Law decree goes forth and the seal, the stamp, the seal is impressed, they are telling us their character will remain. They are not telling us that their character will become pure and spotless. The character in that crisis is not going to just become, but it is going to remain pure and spotless, meaning that that pure and spotless character must have been prepared before the decree and before the stamp or the seal. So the question to you and I, are we preparing to have that character which will be impressed, which will be stamped, which will be sealed in us when the decree goes forth? It is a question to you and me, and we ought to check our lives. God bless.